Hello everybody, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. In this video, we are going to be doing a hero guide on the Grand Master Yoda himself. Now, before I start the video, I want to say that I will be putting out a Q&A on my channel in the near future. So if you have any questions about the channel or me, then just post them in the comment section of this video. Also, YouTube is telling me that a massive percentage of you guys are not subscribed. So be sure, if you're watching this video, subscribe. It's completely free and it helps out the channel. Anyways, let's start with the video. Now moving on to some of Yoda's base stats, his base health is 700, which is lower than most Saber heroes. However, his health regain is on par with everyone else. As for his lightsaber, the damage per hit is quite good, dealing 125 to the front and 150 to the back. Meaning again, you can one hit all classes except the heavy. His stamina I'd classify as a 6 out of 10. His block is really good, however, it's his attacking stamina that's a bit meh. As for his swing speed, it's 1.6 swings per second, which honestly it looks really fast because his swinging is honestly one of the slower animations in the game. Now moving on to Yoda's abilities, starting off with his L1 ability, and it is called Unleash and has a 12-second cooldown. Instead of deflecting blaster bolts with his lightsaber, Yoda absorbs all the damage with his block and then he unleashes it with this L1 ability. The damage can go off 110 to 190 depending on how charged up it is. As for the pros, it charges off of damage. There's not really another ability like this other than Anakin's Retribution that charges off of damage, and it's obviously really good. This Force Push also has amazing range, as you can pretty much kill people from across the room. As for the cons, you can still take damage from explosives, which is a pretty small nitpick, but it's a big thing when you put it into consideration. Now moving on to his R1 ability, it is called Dash Attack and it has a 5-second cooldown. Yoda basically does a dash, he leaps forward and deals damage without being blocked. The damage dealt is 85, which is pretty good, meaning that he can one-hit supremacy bots. As for the pros, it deals damage through blocks, which I'm not sure many people know. As for the cons, I really can't think of none. This ability is pretty simple and it's a really good ability. Moving on to his final middle ability, it is called Presence and has a 20-second cooldown. Yoda instantly heals himself and all his allies around him. The duration of this ability is 8 seconds, but there's actually a star card that makes it longer. As for the pros, it gives health, support teammates, and breaks free from stuns. If you're ever in a choke or a stun from any enemy hero, you can simply break free by using this ability. As for cons, I have to say none again. This ability is really good. Now moving on to his star cards, I have 3 personal star cards that I use when I use Yoda in Galactic Assault. The first one is called Agility, and Yoda can do 1 extra dash, but the recharge rate is slightly lower. It goes from 25% to 10% slower with a maxed out star card. Now moving on to the next star card, I use the Size Matters Not card. Basically, when the bonus health of Presence is depleted, it heals for some of the damage it prevented. So essentially, you're going into combat and out of combat with a lot more health. With a maxed out star card, the percentage goes from 35% all the way to 50%. I use this star card because Yoda is meant to be a tank, and getting as much health back as possible is really important. Moving on to his final star card, it is called Lightsaber Mastery, and Yoda swings his lightsaber with ease and basically drains less stamina. The stamina drain goes from 8% less to 15% less with a maxed out star card. Now many people don't use this card, but I personally do because Yoda's attacking stamina already isn't that good, so I basically use this just for some cover. Now moving on to some of Yoda's best maps. These are not necessarily the only good maps, but these are the maps that I do best with him on. The first one is going to be Endor for obvious reasons. Yoda is such a small target, and if you turn your lightsaber off at the nighttime, it will actually make you almost completely invisible. Unless they're looking at the minimap, they have no way that you will be there. The next map is Geonosis. Geonosis is a bit of an odd map because it's a really unusual map to get kill streaks on. However, with Yoda, it's pretty good because his block is just amazing and he's a really small target again, meaning that he's less likely to be spotted. As for the last map, I'd say it would be Camino, mainly because how close quarter yet open it is. Yoda's abilities all work in both close quarter and outdoors, and this map is really good for him. Now moving on to some tips and tricks in Yoda, and funny enough, all the tips I'm gonna mention are the ones that were mentioned in my 50 tips and tricks for Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. So if you didn't watch that, I'll leave a card up in the screen now and you'll be able to click on it and go watch the video. Anyways, Yoda's dash can actually deflect shots back at enemies. However, this is really hard to do and it only one hits in AI classes in arcade, so I wouldn't recommend doing it. As for the second one, Yoda, obviously he can escape stuns with his presence, which is really important. However, he can actually bypass the presence animation while doing it mid-air while swinging. This is really good, as if you're escaping and you're low on health, you can simply do this and get all that health back. The last tip I'm gonna mention is that Yoda's dash can obviously go through blocks, which is really good if you're facing off a hero or villain with little health. So that's gonna be it for this hero guide, guys. Again, I put a lot of time into these hero guides because not only is it good for me, but it's also good for my viewers. I'm gonna be doing these hero guides all the way until I finish them with the BB units, so be sure to stay tuned till then. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It'll help out the channel, and I know how many of you subscribed, and it's a very small percentage. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye, and may the Force be with you always.